Morning, everyone. Welcome to Mishna in the Morning. Delighted to see so many people joining us this morning. Hope you had a good weekend. It was a mixed bag of weather, and we're looking forward to a sunny day today. And I want to share with you, firstly, the names that we are dedicating our learning every day. For those that haven't joined us before, we read out the list and we dedicate our learning in memory of those that have passed away, and sadly, we can't say Kaddish for them. So this morning, we are dedicating our learning to Leah Bas Feivel, Sivia Bas Mordechai, Abram ben David Slavin, Shlomo ben Yisrael Morris, Eliezer ben Shmuel Teret, Eliezer Shalom ben Abram Shmuel Beres, Tzipora Fegel Bas Reuven Baruch, Shalom ben Aliyah Lee, and Bena Bas Feivel, as well as those that have Yortzeit for Baruch ben Yosef, Aaron ben Abram Shmuel Goldblatt, and Rachel Collins. We wish each and every one of them and their respective families long life. So we are up to learning Sanhedrin, the 10th chapter, the 6th Mishnah. We are dealing with an Ir Hanidachas, still a city which has been worshipping the people, the inhabitants have been worshipping idols, and therefore it is determined, it is judged that this city no longer has a right to exist, and therefore it has to be wiped out. Together with the inhabitants, where the majority of the inhabitants have committed the sin of idolatry. So today we discuss about the area, where how do we determine the area of where it will be burnt. So let's have a look at the Mishnah. It's quite a long Mishnah, so we're going to go at quite a reasonable pace, and let's see how much we can get through in the time that we have. So the verse says, and you should gather all the spoil of it in the midst of the broad place thereof. Right? In other words, you may recall that we mentioned previously that you have to take all the possessions of the individuals of that city, and they have to be burnt. So the idea is that one takes all of it to a central area, the town square and the like, and then that would be where it would be burnt. Question arises: what happens if it's a very small place and it doesn't have that city center, that town center? So what do you do? So therefore, where are you going to burn it? Says the Mishnah, if it doesn't have this square, this central area, then then you have to make a communal area. If it has its communal area is outside the city, you may recall that the halacha is that we want to destroy this particular area, this particular city. We don't have a duty to, simply speaking, to destroy anything else. But where it is that the central area is outside the precincts of the city, then that would be attached to the city, and that would be considered also worthy and deemed worthy of being destroyed. So therefore, one places all the possessions there, and there one would burn it. The pasuk says, the verse says, you should burn with fire and all the spoil and everything, and unto Hashem your God. So it says the shlala, the spoil, right? It's velo shalosh shamayim. So what that means is your spoil, says the Mishnah, that you have to destroy. But if it is already been deemed and being designated for the spoil of heaven, then that would not be destroyed. What do I mean? We know that there are certain privileges, for example, that Kohanim have, that they like the tithes that are given to them, the truma. So they are, although they are theirs, they are considered sanctified, or things that are for the temple. So those type of things would not be burned because they are not the personal possessions of the individual, but they are considered sanctified for heaven. So from here we deduce that for dedicated things they have to be redeemed. And the priest Jews have to be the fruits and the like that were dedicated to the priests. They would have to be laid to rot. So second ties and Kisvei Kodesh are holy texts. So, for example, a Sefer Torah or books which were handwritten in those days, they would be put into Geniza, they would put into Shemus, they would be buried. Right? Interesting for you to note that when it comes to burying a Sefer Torah, which hopefully it only happens because of age rather than because of a fire. But when it does happen, and we had one instance in Glasgow where we had a Sefer Torah where we had to bury it. So it cannot be, although it is yignazu, where it is buried in the ground, it is hidden rather than destroyed. So therefore the idea is it's put in an earthenware pot so that it will stay and keep rather than disintegrate. Just as a side point, because any type of disintegration or deterioration would be a disgrace for the Sefer Torah, even if it has been buried, even if it is no longer used. He says Rav Shimon says that when Hashem said that when you carry out your judgment against this idolatrous apostate city, it is as if you have offered up to me a whole burnt offering. The same way that a burnt offering, nothing is benefited from, everything is offered up in its entirety and burnt. So too this place. So therefore, through the burning, it is considered something which comforts the Almighty, despite the wickedness contained within the city, and it is all burned together and is destroyed. Tell oilam, and we go on to say, so that Lotibon is got to be a heap forever. What does a heap forever mean? It means that after it's destroyed, you can't then go back to the site where the Ir Hanidachas, where the city of the apostate city is, and then start rebuilding and making a new city on top of that site. This has to remain a heap, a pile, a place of destruction, to remind everyone constantly that this is what happens if people worship in idolatry, which is of course, undermining of the Almighty and His sovereignty. So therefore, it may not be used in any way. However, ginos of pardisim can be used. According to the first opinion, according to Rabbi Yosef Glili, even the gardens and the orchards cannot be used again. You can't build on the site where it was built. But you can make into gardens and orchards. You're not allowed to take anything from the spoils, from the possessions. All the time that wicked people are these wicked people are in the world, the Almighty's wrath is manifest in the world. And when the wicked people disappear from the world, they are destroyed, they die, then the wickedness destroys, and therefore the anger of Hashem dissipates. So it's a very, very important principle. God is very much a part of our lives, and therefore when we are doing good things, we are bringing sanctity into this world. Therefore, that is something that brings him pleasure. Conversely, right? When we have wickedness or evil, or the wrong thing is carried out in this world that undermines his authority, undermines the oneness of God and what he stands for, then that of course causes his anger to be manifest. Okay, so that's the end of that very long Mishnah. We did very well, we got through it. And next time we meet, which we'll meet again, I do know when, and that is tomorrow, chapter 11, the last chapter we are beginning tomorrow. So that's very exciting. We are looking forward to that. Okay, I just want to put this up now across your front. Reminder of tonight, our activity for you, for entertainment at my expense, will be to cook for you. I'm pitting myself against 3 other friends. Well, they were friends before we started having this competition. Rabbi Chapa of Bournemouth, Rabbi Lera of Central, and Rabbi Mark Levine of Belmontshire. All good friends and all great chefs. So I'm going to be up against it. I do hope that you will come along and support me to ensure that we get a good result. I have bribed Ashley Blaker before the show to make sure that we get the right result. Here we go. Right, so we carry on with Psalm 23, and we'll say it together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even when I walk in the valley of darkness, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. We now recite a memorial prayer for departed relatives, which will then be followed by the Refuah Shalema prayer. Misha Berach, sorry, memorial prayer first. El Malay Rachamim Shachin Banra Mi Mamasim Nachanachana Kampeshkin Abamelos Kedoshim Eterim Kizara Kimasim Es Nishmas Baruch Ben Yosef Aaron Ben Abram Shmuel Goldblatt Rachel Collins Leah Bas Faivo, Tivia Bas Mordechai, Abram Ben David Slavin, Shlomo Ben Yisrael Morris, Eliezer Ben Shmuel Teretz, Eliezer Shalom Ben Abram Shmuel Beres, Tzipora Beigala Bas Reuven Baruch, Shalom Ben Ali Ali, and Ben Bas Faivo, Shalachul Yolamam Bagan Eden Taimanu Chosam Lachim Belrachim, Yati Rein Beseta Kavit Kabab Yolamim Bitzov Shachim Sishma Samadina Nachlasam, Beanucho Mishkavam Shalom and Amar Amen. Before Shlema prayer, we have in mind all those that are unwell, be it with coronavirus or other illnesses. They should all have a refuah shlema. Misha Beirach Havaseinu Avram Yisrael Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo Yivarach Rapes Achayim Coronavirus Bavusha Adam Ispalim Bavaram Bizchos HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachim Aleihem Elach Molech Bosam Yishlach Lehem Refuah Shlema Neshmayim Lechol Vem Besach Shach Yisrael Refuah Sanefesh Refuah Saguf Hashabag Zman Kariv and Amar Amen. That concludes our learning for this morning. It was wonderful to have so many people join us, and we look forward to seeing you tonight for Ready, Steady, Cook. That's at 7 p.m. If you want to watch, last night we had the Ladies Tikkun. It was a fantastic event. And on my Facebook page is the speech of the Bat Mitzvah girl. My daughter was Bat Mitzvah last night. She gave her speech since she won't be able to do it on her Bat Mitzvah due to the lockdown. And we wish her Mazel Tov. She is, as we always know, she is, was, and always will be a superstar. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Keep safe, keep well. See you at 7 p.m. today. Get on early to make sure there's space, and we look forward to cooking up a storm. Take care. Have a great day.